Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust, oh my gosh, for Monday, January 22nd, if you're watching in real time, but it can be for whenever you stumble upon it. This is a timeless reading, but if you're watching in real time and you follow along every day, or even if you don't, I film it usually a day ahead of time, and it is for a daily and energy, and I use 3 cards to pick up on an energy for a particular day, but sometimes these energies can carry over to more than one day or talk about a future date as well. It's a lot like astrology, where some transits last a longer time than just a particular day. So we're going to use this beautiful tarot animal. It's also called Tarot of the Wild. Hey, look how gorgeous this is. I got this for my birthday. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was saying that the other deck I got for Christmas, I got for my birthday. Okay, one was for birthday, one was for Christmas, but for my kids. Let's get a good shuffle. I like to try to be a little bit gentle with this so the edge doesn't get worn out. I'm going to take from the middle this time. Let's see. We've got, ooh, pretty. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. It just feels like cold. It doesn't feel like out in the cold. Like it's cold, but it's not a bad thing. It makes me think of my cats that want to go outside when it's cold out because they like it. And I have the Knight of Wands. Now that's warm. It's like fire and ice. Uh-oh. Fire and ice. And then the King of Wands. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful King of Wands? There's a very passionate energy here. Okay, let's zoom on in and see what we get. So one of the things that's beautiful about this deck is that it's a variety of artists coming together to create this deck, and each artist was assigned a particular card and their interpretation. I think so they're also the author of it. So the author and I think the artist of this card is Rebecca Sins, and she's saying, in my 5 of Pentacles, the 2 figures are lynxes. Lynxes are perfect for the harsh, snowy setting of this card. Instead of the traditional church with a lit stained glass window to depict hope and faith, I created a sort of arched window from a pair of trees with the sun rising between them. I wanted to keep the lynx in a wilder habitat without any signs of human life, making these two seem even more alone. I like the inclusion of the sunrise, symbolizing the start of a new day with new opportunities. The one lynx has an injured leg and is limping while the other sadly looks on, both missing the beautiful sunrise behind them. But I feel like it's a lot of the 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Cups cards out there. When there's a couple involved, when there's 2, it feels like comfort. Somebody's comforting you. It can also be like misery loves company, you know. So if you're fussing and complaining about something, somebody might be sitting with you like, yeah, and this, and yeah. But still, it sometimes it feels nice to have somebody to complain with, or to see things in your way and your point of view, even if it's negative, you know. It feels sort of good, instead of so that it'll be nice if one of the people try to elevate the other one. But what's happening here is it's kind of like a companionship that's about seeing things the same way. And sometimes, so it's kind of interesting, you know, when oftentimes when we get matched up with people, and you know, we find out about them, and some people say, oh, that's good, opposites attract. And you hear a lot, like in when it comes to twin flames and things like that, yin yang, that's a good thing because they complete you, the things that you need and lack, they have. But that's not the case in this situation. It could almost be codependent, but it doesn't have to be. It could be just a friendship. It could be just a nice companionship. But the two people are not really elevating each other in this situation. Because if one of the people were, they would help the other look at the sunrise and see that there is hope, there is goodness, there is the light. I think it kind of makes me feel a little like it's like a soft devil card. It's like and it's like lack mentality and also an imbalance, like not. But it's kind of funny because the two people are balanced together, but the light and the dark are not balanced. Just not seeing the light. And it's okay because sometimes we just do that. We have to sometimes wallow in a certain feeling for a while before we can step out of that and look at the good things in life. And there's nothing wrong with that. It happens quite often. But yeah, so it's just a feeling of the times are not good or whatever. You're commiserating with somebody, fussing, complaining, or feeling down about the times or about your situation or something like that, or somebody's feeling down and you're comforting them, but you're not. Maybe you're being intuitive and you just realize they don't need you to say something like everything's gonna be all right. Maybe they just need you to listen and nod your head and say, yeah, life sucks. Anyway, but with the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands coming through, it's exciting because I feel like there's a big major turn of events. Like you've been through your wallowing period, and now you're going to step out of that into something more exciting and more energetic. It looks a lot like growth to me. It's like the Knight growing into the King, but I feel like it's also one and the same because the Knight represents action and the King represents just being there, just in the present with power, sure-footedness, sureness, of themselves. So the author and the artist here is Guinevere Singley, and she says, the moment I heard Knight of Wands and Zebra, okay, she had an animal and she had a card to do. I knew exactly what I needed to paint. Zebra Knight that is on fire with fancy gold armor, and the armor has flame and sun motifs with flame tassels, and the wand is a lance that's also on fire, and the salamander motif of the traditional card became a little fire salamander friend on fire. So this is a zebra in search of an adventure. An adventure beckons in from the distance of the mountains and the winding road of a tiny castle. So will you follow the flaming zebra into the unknown? Who knows what waits over the horizon? The original painting is on canvas, an adventurous but questionable decision involving many near catastrophes. So what I kind of get from this, this is passion. This could be like haste, like too fast. And it can be like one extreme to another. Or it could feel like this is hibernation. This is winter, this is the calm before the storm. And then once the season changes, once spring has come, it's like, I'm out there. I'm full force. I'm ready to hit it, to have action, to do this. So, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands is a little dog. So the King of Wands is the tiger, and maybe you're a Chinese zodiac, the tiger, so that would be cool. I have a hidden tiger, and sometimes it's the hidden side. It's good to let out once in a while. The artist is Aurori Folney, and she's saying that the King of Wands is fierce and loud and on fire. He has the vision and the will to create anything at the risk of destroying what already exists. But nature is a cycle, everything changes, and like the salamander biting his own tail, appearing on his metal, and the end equals the new start, and it's never ending. So I feel like definitely a seasonal situation happening here. The end of one thing is the beginning of another, and so it goes. The seasons will always do this for us, you know. Even in, and I feel like, oh, this is like not postpartum, but this is like seasonal depression a little bit. You know, when you've had too much winter, or too much snow, or too much cold, you start to get a little, and it hits us in random moments. Like it could hit you this particular day, and maybe it's not very sunny. Maybe it is sunny. Maybe it's like sunny and it's teasing you. It's like, oh, it's sunny outside, but it's so cold I still can't do anything. But maybe you can't do something. Or maybe a friend comes along and says, oh, you guys stop moping. There's plenty to do in the cold. You know, I lived in, I didn't live, I stayed, I visited Alaska, both in the summer and in the winter. And those people know how to play in the snow in 20 below degrees zero. It's just all about the mentality, making sure you have all the proper gear and stuff to keep yourself warm. But people will always find a way to enjoy themselves no matter what their circumstances are. No, you know, they'll always find a way to see the bright side. Maybe you're running up against a person that's like that always sees the bright side, and you just needed somebody who could just be, you know, wallow with you in your misery just for a bit, you know. But maybe they'll stop and they'll say, look, okay, well, now we've fussed enough. Let's get out of the house. Let's do something. Let's get energized. Because the tiger's all about leadership and energy and power. And, you know, I feel like this is probably you. Like, you're a good friend, you're caring and considerate, but I think it's like helping the situation, like switching energies, shifting, like, come on, let's go. It's gonna be okay. They're like, oh, that's the last thing I wanted to hear. I'm like, well, you're gonna hear it now, and let's go, and let's start this new day. But I also feel like for a lot of you, it's the doldrums because of this season. It's you know, winter is the highest season for depression and feeling just those blues. And maybe you do need some sun. Like vitamin D is one of those things that we lack a lot in the winter. And whether it's cold or not outside, maybe you just need a little more sun, that fire energy in your life. So go outside, even on a cold day, especially on a sunny day. Get all wrapped up, but put your face up into the sun and enjoy the solar rays on your face. And I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.